And she was kind of sheeping me out back, and I was like, I interpreted it as she said, yeah, go ahead for it.
Sounds
you
like
know.
you do in fact need more sleep, Rory. And should get off your phone when you're in bed at night. That's the message I'm getting from you.
Welcome to Different Views, Súil Eile, where we discuss the hot topics in politics of the week. I am Rory Hearne, the Social Democrats spokesperson for housing.
And I'm Patricia Stephenson, the Social Democrat spokesperson for Foreign Affairs and Trade.
So we're going to chat through some of the big issues, and this week it was housing again.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's always housing in some capacity, but obviously this week it was the housing video, which the department decided to repost from an organisation. An organisation had really good means and intentions behind it, but the department had this really ridiculous video posted to their own accounts, as if there was a solution to the housing crisis they created. And I just thought it was absolutely absurd. What did you think?
Oh, I thought it was so tone deaf. To repost a video that set out how young people and increasingly middle-aged people should deal with having to move back home with your parents, as if this was somehow trying to normalize it, when, you know, so many people, it is absolutely devastating for people to have to move back in with their parents that have been evicted. They are moving back home from having emigrated abroad. There's no housing here. The frustration, and actually I described this in the committee with the minister, the hurt it caused people, like loads of people, you see it on social media, people were just absolutely enraged, and rightfully.
Enraged, and I think it's this whole thing of like hapless bystanders. It's like the government reposting that video, like, oh, how did we get here? Well, here's a solution, chat to your parents and set boundaries. Like, I've lived at home with my mum, my brother as adults, and my partner, so like I do really understand how intense and difficult it can be. But for the government to be putting that on individuals, like, as if that's the solution I think it really rubbed people up the wrong way.
And that was the thing that frustrated people the most. This was the government, the Minister for Housing, the Department for Housing, Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael, going, oh, here, this is actually your issue to deal with, not what we've actually caused. They caused this. And then to put out this video, it was so just completely like trying to get attention away from their failure on this. And I think what it showed was that disconnect, the complete
Total
disconnect.
But it also, I don't think they understand necessarily what living at home with your family does to you for your long time. Like, if you're in your late 20s and your 30s, trying to build a relationship, perhaps your partner's living with you, the generation of like quiet riders who can't build their own personal lives, can't build relationships. Imagine, first time dating.
I wrote about this in Gaffs when I said there's a generation who couldn't have sex, who can't have sex because they're literally, at home with their parents, and they're like, what are we going to do? We can't have relationships. And I remember talking to people at the time when I was writing the book about that Ireland is not like countries